All right, so now we've got these firms, and that's who we're going to focus on this part. How do firms make decisions? In economics, we have this simplifying assumption that firms care exclusively about profits. All right? That's a simplification. The real world, firms are run by people, and people have lots of different motivations. Okay? I know a guy who's like an IP lawyer, and he one time told me that he was representing a client who was suing another client, and he advised the client sort of like, all right, just settle, because by the time you finish legal costs and everything, it's going to make you you'll lose out. The amount you can win is not enough to offset it. So just settle. That'll be the sort of profit maximizing answer. And he goes, no, it's not about profit. I just hate this guy and I want to sue him. So I mean, that happens in the real world, but we usually find it's convenient to assume that firms care primarily about profits, and all that other stuff is just sort of noise and static that can go in either direction, and we can't easily predict what the effect will be. We're going to focus on sort of the main, like if we focus on profits, we're going to be like pretty close to right, okay? And if we're in a situation where we think that this is wrong, well, economics can give you models that do that, but this is a really good place to start. Why do firms care so much about profit? We'll talk about that a bit later, but essentially, one, because profit lets the owners maximize the amount of money that they have to spend on stuff, but also two, like unprofitable firms get driven out of the market, will show, or are more susceptible to takeovers and so on. So let's just stick with this assumption that firms want to maximize their profit. So what is profit? Profit is, in economics, we're going to use this symbol a lot, the Greek letter pi, and it's equal to just sales, let's say revenues, be a little bit more technical, I guess. Revenue minus cost. And in our models, revenue is going to be the price you sell your output for times the amount of output you sell. So if you produce 10 pounds of food and you sell for $5 a pound, $50 in revenues. Your cost is going to be the cost of all your inputs. Okay? So in our case, we're typically focusing on two types of inputs, labor and capital. Labor, we said the price of that is W, but we also have some capital maybe, and so we have to add to that the cost of capital, RK. Okay? So frequently, at least for this unit, we're going to have this be our profit equation. Okay? Firms want to maximize this quantity. And some of the variables they get to choose. They get to choose the amount of labor and capital. Other ones we've said they don't get to choose. Prices, for example. And we'll come back to that a bit later, but it will turn out that we're mostly we care about the prices or the values that they get to choose right now.